Hi everybody, how you doing? It's Matt Freestone, Dan back for another Unmatched Pub. How are you doing this week, Dan?
I'm very well, thanks, Matt, and thanks for inviting me back.
Yeah, absolutely. Adam's off again. Prague this time for a stag do. How dare he? So we've got lots on the agenda today. What the product update briefing or the Unmatched Pub is just a quick 10-minute or so, if we can, update on any of the updates that have been happening in the last week. So the highlights that we've got this week are basic record cloning, specify the time frame of an event in scoring, marketing campaign goals, call summaries, feedback survey updates, formatting and property validations, target accounts, meeting app in Google Meet, which sounds pretty cool, AI feedback, auto merging, customizing quote emails, and video remixing. So we really need to be quick today, Dan.
Yeah, I'll try and keep myself brief.
This is a quick pint at the pub. So let's bring the screen up. So first one I want to focus on here is basic record cloning. So I think there's loads of clients, loads of people using HubSpot that just get fed up when they can't clone can't clone something. So HubSpot's bringing in basic record cloning. It's in development right now. There's no update on when that's going to be. So it's going to be available for everybody. And essentially it'll allow you to clone a record, which I think is going to be really, really helpful. And for the moment, if you do want to do this, there's a great app called Cloner. Can't remember who makes it, but it's a really good cloning app. Dan, what do you think about this update?
Yeah, I think this will actually streamline the processes. The times when I'm creating multiple deals, and I've got clients as well that are creating multiple deals, and it's a bit strenuous just to create them manually over and over again. So yeah, I think this is a good addition just to speed up your day.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as they put a permission set on it as well, I'll be a happy bunny. So, look, great one. So moving on to lead scoring and health scoring updates. So previously, when you said someone attended a marketing event or like any event, really, it doesn't have to be an event, but any sort of thing that you want to score, you couldn't put a time frame on it. So now you can say if they've attended an event, a webinar in the last 7 days, give them even more points. So I think for marketing teams, this is, it's a bit zoomed in, but this is incredibly powerful, being able to add a time frame to the thing that you're scoring. Really, really important. And you can do things like, saying when did someone last have a meeting, when did someone last have a health check, that type of stuff. I think give them more points and give them a higher health score. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, I mean, this is new to me. I'm just looking at this now, and I can see a lot of potential with this. Yeah,
I think it'll be really powerful for especially marketing. But imagine if a client hasn't sent you an email in the last 7 days, you could subtract points for that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's really good. So something that we had. Something that we had on our last one, which we said was in development, is now not in development. So this is marketing campaign goals. So there's actually, according to the beta, there's 10 preset goals for this, which is really, really nice. So this is actually live now. Just swapping over into this screen. So your smarter campaign goals experience is live and ready in public beta, so you can go get it straight away. Really good for marketing teams, Dan, I think.
Yeah, I can see a lot of marketeers that would actually lean on this on a daily basis. Yeah,
it can be great for reporting, I think. If you can put these into reports, like generating the leads, reducing the cost per contact, and the other kind of 6 or 7 or so campaign goals they've got, and you add details and put them into your dashboards, I think that's going to be wicked. Looks like a really smart update, that one, and something we'll be testing over the next few days for sure.
I'm looking forward to sharing this with my clients because I think there's a need for this across the board.
Yeah, absolutely. So next one that we've got, and we spoke to a client about this one earlier, where so it's updated call summaries. So this is just the screenshot that HubSpot's provided, but the call summaries used to just be a bit of a block of text and they weren't that useful. However, this is getting much more kind of Fathom-like. So this is in the calling bit here, and you can generate the call summary, and it's actually giving you the keynotes, the topics, and all in a bullet point format with a small summary at the top. I think this is a big improvement, Dan. What do you think?
It is a big improvement. I still think there's like a bit more work that needs to be done. You mentioned Fathom, the AI note taker that we currently use, and when it's the ask the question, I think there's going to be a bit more. There needs to be a bit more work in that. I was playing around with it myself, and I just think there's more that needs to be done in order to get that information over to us. Like if you use Fathom, you can ask questions in there, and it actually gives you the right information on what was recorded. So yeah,
I think
it's
this
a really
needs
good addition.
it's a good addition. I think it needs like timestamps or something potentially, because like you know, okay, when did he say that? When did they do that? Would be improvements.
But as an overview, it's really good just to segment that information, especially you want to have a quick read on that before you move forward on your next activities. So yeah, I think it's the step in. I think it's the step in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree. This next one I'm really excited for. So this is feedback surveys via workflows. So instead of sending, send an email, etc., this is send a survey. So of course that will be most likely delivered via email. But you can see here there's a specific workflow action of send survey. And with that, send to the enrolled contact, got your custom triggers there, send the survey. This is going to be really, really good instead of having to configure it every single, criteria within the survey tool currently, which I think is a little bit clunky. Really nice one, this one, surely.
I think this, this should have been released sooner rather than later, really, because it has been a bit of a pain for people, and I've heard clients like mention this as a bit of a pain point. So I think this will be a delight to a lot of people with this. So yeah.
Absolutely. So keeping the CRM clean, obviously super important. So this update that's next is, so it's auto formatting when you're actually entering the data. So it's a nice little GIF here, and you can see what's happening on this is they're putting in characters that aren't really allowed, and then you copy it into the city, and it strips out the characters that aren't allowed. So it just, if you're making typos or someone's smashed the keyboard for some reason, you can see how it just strips out the the values that aren't allowed and just puts it in nice and clean. I think this is a really mega update.
Yeah, especially with the single line text properties, because it's that argument, isn't it? Is do you go for single line text or do you go for drop down text? And if you go for drop down text, then you're kind of limited of what's there. So having this in place, which could actually filter out the mistakes, gives the users more like possibilities in order to get that information incorrectly.
Yeah, I think it's a really nice one. So that one's in private beta right now, but hopefully will be coming soon for everybody. Next one, I didn't really know this one as being any different. However, I had a look into it in detail today around validating phone numbers as they come into the system. So HubSpot already kind of gets the phone number into the right format. However, you can actually set a default country code now for things like imports and stuff. So when you're importing phone numbers into the database, this one is really, really nice because it allows you to do that. And the other kind of bits that it allows you to do, so you've got your default country code, you've got your validations allowing you to enforce your consistency and quality of what's going in there. You can't just chuck a junk phone number in, because what this system's actually doing is it's validating that phone number is real as you put it into the system. So if we just look at this other screen grab that HubSpot provided, it's actually validating the phone number as you put it in as something that's as a real phone number. So you can't just chuck in something rubbish in there. It's it's going to be good data that you're putting into the CRM.
Trash in, trash out. So this is a good point of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Next one I'm excited about because we use Google Meet, and HubSpot are developing an in-meeting app in Google Meet. So this is in private beta right now, but this app actually sits within the Google Meet interface, brings up HubSpot on the right-hand side whilst you're in the meeting, and you can create notes, you can change associations, you can map participants, you can add contacts, all from within the meeting. So if someone rocks into your meeting that you're not expecting, add them from the meeting.
Yeah, this is again a huge time saver. There's times when I've been in meetings and there's someone that just pops in that you don't know, and you're like, if you're going to send like an email reply, you want to have that information into HubSpot. So you've got to go back and forth into your calendar, get the email address, add it. This just bypasses all this. So that just alone is a really welcome feature. So I'm looking forward to playing around with that.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. Next one, around support surveys again. So this is AI feedback summaries now. So you've got your support survey, you've got your feedback survey, and you want to have a quick overview of what's going on with that. There's now a summary at the top saying, how people are feeling, what's the stuff that's been mentioned on that. And I think, this is just such a good use of AI, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's getting streamlined across HubSpot, and I welcome it. The only default that I have is if you want I'm going a little bit off topic here, there, Matt, but from my experience when I'm on a record, it pops up and it fills out, and if I'm in a hurry, I have to wait for it to finish.
Yeah, I've seen that actually, and I don't know if they've changed it recently, because I was on a contact earlier and it made me press the button to get it. So I think they've maybe taken that on board, but I'm not. If you've seen it today, then obviously that's not the case. But yeah, I did see it on a client portal the other day, and maybe I just didn't have the permissions to see it, or there's something else going on. But I agree, that was really annoying. So hopefully it does allow you just to press generate rather than you having to wait for it to populate.
Exactly.
Yeah, just a bit of a pain. So more about data quality coming up. So auto merging. So to get this one, you will need Ops Hub Pro or Enterprise. Again, another reason just to get Ops Hub Pro, because it's just so good. This isn't quite as good as a tool like Qualify, which we'd recommend. So it allows you to say, if they've got exactly the same first name, last name, phone number, auto merge contacts and auto merge companies. However, this isn't that fleshed out to be, I think, useful for many. So Qualify is still kind of king on this one, but it's a nice feature nonetheless.
Yeah, I agree. It's a nice feature. Qualify is a great product as well. So it'll be good to see how this develops moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I think good. We have some enterprise clients that aren't allowed to install just any app they would like to without going through like a review and stuff. So having this in the product straight away I think will actually be useful for them. So for people that are kind of stuck in that kind of enterprise environment where you can't just install what you like, this could be potentially really useful for you there.
Yeah, you know what? That's a really good point.
Next one, quoting. Nice little update to quoting. Quote created and ready to send. So emails, when it says create a quote email, send a quote email, you basically have to copy the URL and kick off the that email thread separately, which is a little bit disjointed. So they've created this UI, which I think is really nice. So you're going to send that. Here's the quote. Brings the quote details into it for you, and a nice pre-populated template. Send a quote email, and there's obviously the button to create a custom email, but the quote email, I think, really quite slick. What do you think about that, Dan?
Also as well, like when you're sending out quotes and you're sending out quotes within HubSpot, you have that link where you can bring the quote over like in the main body. But then the question is, what do you type in the main body? So that could also be time consuming. You want to get the quote sent out, but you don't want to be rude by saying, here's the link, now pay up, So this is a good addition as well, just to speed up that process without coming across as short. So I like this.
Yeah, I like this one. So the last one, which I don't have a screen grab of, which I'll therefore just stop sharing screen. The one that is the last one that we wanted to talk about is remix. So video remixing and content remix is now available. So what you can, and it's in public beta. I've tried it out. It's okay. It's not quite as good as a tool like Opus Clips or one of the other kind of like AI-driven remix tools that are out there. But I think it's a nice tool to have in HubSpot. What it does, it takes a long form video and then just reformats it into shorts and stuff like that and different clips, all within HubSpot. They've also got the captioning tool now, really powerful. But yeah, it's still not as good as the other ones. But I think it's creating quite a nice platform for marketers who just don't have the budget for all the other tools.
I mean, I'm not very familiar with this. This is obviously it's new and you need to get our head around it. But just the remix in general is, for me, it's just amazing. Like, again, saving a lot of time. So if we can actually have that video remix in the same quality as the other remix that they send out, like the socials, and then they'll be onto a winner there. Again, just centralizing everything within HubSpot. That's the key here.
That's the goal, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Well, that's the end of those lots and lots of updates. We did go over time slightly, but there's no option there. Dan, thank you very much. Hopefully you get to have a proper pint this evening, and have a nice weekend. See you next week.
Thanks very much. See
Cheers,
you later.
mate.